Welcome to the bonfire. Here is Andy. The second stream today, but this is part 5 of the Outer Worlds. And let me load the game. I'm gonna be lost in thought for some time now, until I get dragged into action by the game, or maybe some conversation on the chat, because I just had a couple of messages that left me what is it called? Unsettled. Yes, so let's explore the ship, I guess. That is probably the first thing I have to do. Transition to Edgewater landing pad? What? I thought I was in space. Excuse me. Really? No, I don't want to. I thought I took everything from the locker. Probably not. Oh, I can put my things here. So let's put the no. Let's put the modifications in the locker. I hope they don't disappear. Hey. I should just press R and then it will open the container. Yeah, I just want to be more light, let's say. Here is Parvati doing something here. How is it? I think she's bored. Or maybe she's on the opposite, happy about being here. I'm gonna talk to her just a bit later. My plasma rifle is almost broken down. What the hell? Okay. Repair all. Repair all. 27 parts and 12 armor parts. Nice. Modifications. Okay, let's take our modifications. At least the ones that I need. And I took each of the modifications. Stupid me. Sorry. Alright, modify. Tactical shotgun. I still have it. I thought I wanted to sell it. Let's see. Wait a second. Isn't my plasma gun already plasma? Weapons damage type to plasma. But this is already plasma. No, it's energy. What? Really? Okay. So after installation, this mod cannot be removed unless you're an engineering virtuoso. Damage type plasma. So what changed? Burn, damage, plasma. Okay, let's load the game and see what has changed. It used to be... Oh, but it is plasma. How can I install a mod that's already plasma onto a plasma gun. Oh, that's completely meaningless. Extendo sight. Ranged weapon mod sight. A 2x scope that also extends the weapon's maximum range. The power of the rounds fired allowing them to travel greater distances. Effective range increases. Okay, let's install it, I guess. I don't know. Magazine, mag 2 power. Well, the damage output doesn't change, I understand. It's very, very strange. Plasma, 52 DPM, rate of fire, magazine size. I don't know, that's really puzzling. Let's see what we can do with our bolter pistol. Ah. Increases critical damage dealt. That's to the barrel. Speedy made barrel. Rate of fire increased. And muzzler. That's gonna make it silenced. No, I'm gonna make her shoot faster. Now she has a better pistol. And I can increase... Again, change the plasma, but it's already plasma. What the... Assault rifle. So, let me save the game here. And if I put this Mach 2 power onto my assault rifle... Now that's interesting. Assault rifle with plasma damage. I wonder if it is actually powerful or not. I hope it is. Let's keep it. What else can I improve? Maybe tactical shotgun? Whisper quiet muzzler. Well, that's a shot. Wait a second. What about my... Hey. What about my all reliable? Why can't I modify that? Because there are no spaces for modification. Hello, Tom. Hello, Pepper Doggo. Welcome. Welcome. Nice to see you again. How is it? Shotgun. Yeah, but it's still funny. A shotgun with a muzzler. Can you imagine that? This is like noise range down to 4 meters. That's just completely insane. Noise range 40 meters to 4 meters. Shotgun with the muzzler, really. Fun times barrel. Critical damage dealt. I'm not sure. I don't want to use it now. And no improvement for magazines. Okay, I can tinker with the shock stick. That will increase damage output. The same here, And I can invest a lot of money into that. Do I want to do that? Not really sure, because... okay, let's make our plasma rifle better a bit. Yeah, 100 damage now. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase the longevity of the weapon. Oh, I think I want to improve my all reliable, because minigun is very, very useful if I have a lot of enemies to fight. Yeah, 40 damage instead of 30 damage. That's better, and it's very, very reliable. 20,000 hit points. Yeah, I don't need Parvati to deal damage. I'm fine with that. I'm happy to inform you that I'll be available for a call this Sunday in case you plan a meeting. If not, this is also okay. I am planning a meeting, so consider that you have just expressed your intention to participate, and I have accepted it, talking in careful German terms. Yeah, so welcome aboard. I will definitely organize something. It's not just that I want, it's also I have to, because it's one way to distract myself from things. Yes, things. Let's see what I can do about my armor. It's the armor that I currently have on myself, right? So what mods are available? Skill kit. That increases my ranged weapon skills. Yeah, let's take it. And Nightingale Stab decreases the noise made while moving. That's to crawl. If I want to crawl. Do I want to crawl? I don't know. I guess. Let it be. Will let me approach my enemies more surreptitiously. And can I tinker with my armor? Yes, I can. So that will give me more armor points, but well, it's also quite sturdy. 10,000 health points. Let's invest into it. It's pretty much expensive, but what do I have my money for, right? Tinkered items can be no greater than 5 levels above your own. Increase your character level to tinker this item. So there is limit to tinkering. Okay. Level 6, level 13. Got it. I think Parvati doesn't have to be armored, like I said, because I'm okay if she is killed in a combat. I mean, she will stand up anyway. But I usually take a lot of damage and I have to be taken care of. Let's put one more level into the rifle. Oh, yeah, plasma rifle and assault rifle. I'm not really using that a lot, but okay, let's tinker with it as well. To level 10. Now I have 8,356 credits. I have invested a lot into my weapons, and I have to be careful about them now, not to sell them accidentally or do something bad. And another funny thing will happen if I just bump into some interesting ammunition in one of the rooms there. Let's see.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd.
Hmm.
It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
It seems that I have some connection problems. Why do you think so? Is my stream lagging or? Well, I'll check that. No, it seems fine. So maybe some connection problems, yes, but I'll I'll check when I leave the dialogue with Parvati. So, but you actually are good at this, and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline.
Hmm.
Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
What do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Apparently, Ada's the one who actually files the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Well, that's a funny conversation. Two ladies, one of them an engineer, another of them is an artificial intelligence, trying to figure out if they get each other. What do you think, Parvati? Is this safe to fly now that we got the regulator?
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
Okay, I think it's time you move along, Parvati. What do you mean?
What? You want me to leave?
What? What? No.
Oh.
What the hell? Why was this option even there? It's just complete bullshit. It's like, where would she move along? Like, to the space or what? That's completely inconsistent. I was just about to say that I hated, this modern approach to dialogues in action games and action RPGs where you only have to click one option of many and you don't have a chance to come back to them later because, well, they just vanish. So you only can learn one bit out of 3 bits, and that sucks. It's I'm a completionist in my style and I want to know everything about Parvati, about her past and stuff, and besides that, when you click on the right option, you sometimes get some valuable information that leads you to a quest or some better understanding of the world or some leads, and there has to be some mechanism to control that, and in this case it's just completely absent. And okay, let's go over the same dialogue but with different options now.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, sure. What do you think of the ship? Yeah. Did learn your trade. Did your dad ever work on spaceships?
Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly he did the same as me. Kept Bess, the cannery, running. turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that.
Reed seemed to have it in for you.
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
Mm-hmm. So why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
Hmm. So it's like professional distribution, and you don't have any say in it all, at all.
I reckon you could say, no thanks, I don't want a job. But then you don't got a job.
Hmm. One aptitude test determines your whole life?
They're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on them, with fancy bits hanging off them. Doctors and esquires and the thirds. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at, everybody's got to take them. So at least it's fair-ish.
I think I'm beginning to get the game's logic. So it's like the first option pushes the dialogue forward. Last option is normally shutting the dialogue down, but in the middle, in between, you actually can click to get more pieces. So that's the way that will help me deal with the issue I was complaining about just 5 minutes ago. You didn't like your classes.
There were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
What did you do in your time off?
As soon as I got permission, I spent all my time in the machine shop. They had all manner of parts, but they didn't want me using them, so I had to sneak them sometimes. I even slept in there. Had a hammock tied up in the rafters. Before I left, I installed a little skylight for myself, so I could see the stars.
That's it? You didn't spend time with friends?
Can't say I had many. Mostly I kept to myself. Going to the community center to hear music, be in a crowd with people knocking into you. It all just made me want to run away. When my roommates tried to talk, I'd get so nervous I'd be drenched in sweat. It was easier for everybody when I stayed off on my own. I doubt any of them remember me now.
Well, like I said, the whole town was full of adult children who haven't worked through their character development and who are completely beaten, psychologically beaten down to only the stage of emergence of a personality obsessed with work, because that's where all the sublimation went, and that could not finish well, as we all know already. So this has been interesting, but I want to talk about something else. No, I don't. What about moving straight back?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirty.
Yes. He wasn't that old, was he?
No, but a whole life taking care of Edgewater by his lonesome, working with all kinds of chemicals, it wears on a body. When I left for school, everything got harder for him. I used to help him lift the heavy things, and my hands didn't shake for the fine detail work.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never...
Okay, what do you think of the ship?
That's the block two.
Yeah. That's...
Speech.
What do you think, Pravati? or Ada, Parvati will be fixing you from now on. I expect your full cooperation.
I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My dad taught me.
Yeah, that we have discussed already. Now the conversation is done. Just excuse me for a second, guys. Okay, so what next? I guess rooms must be open now. Yeah. What's this? A plant. I wanted a plant and here I go. Puffball plant. So like the spores of the puffball cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down your roots. Delay it. Have a plant on my spaceship. That's so nice. Maybe even more. Oh, is it what? Sentry saber? Is it my personal room? The captain's room? Look at how beautiful it is here. It's just insane. Well, windows need some washing, but it's still... Can I get a cloth somewhere? I need to wash the windows because I think you would call me mad, guys, but I literally want to stretch my hand to the monitor and wipe the windows clean. I think I'm deranged. I don't know. That's so... I couldn't believe that. I mean, I understand it has to be realistic and stuff, and well, glass cannot be that pristine in outer space, but on the other hand, maybe I'm really like deranged because I wanted to contemplate the space, and at the same time I'm kinda distracted by those stains on my glass. Okay, I have to tell myself, imagine that.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
Thank you, but could you give me a cloth to wash the windows? It's yeah, I have to tell myself it's not there, and just behold the beauty of the space. Holographic shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Speak to Gladys on the Groundbreaker. 19,000 XP for that? What? Well, I can sleep here, by the way. That's an empty container. There is some computer. And a very, very, very old antediluvian, I should say, mug here. And an ashtray. I really marvel at the fact that somebody actually smokes simple cigarettes on a spaceship at the power plant. It's like, what have they heard of security? I mean, I understand if you want to have a good smoke once in a while, and then you probably have to have some designated area for that with special vents and air filters and whatnot, but
You might want to consider changing your clothes more often.
excuse me? What don't you like about my clothes? I look like the Doom guy. So, do you want me to exterminate you? Silence. Stupid robot. Welcome, Captain. Messages from Alex Hawthorne. Now we will learn something about the previous owner. Hawthorne's unread messages, Hawthorne's archived messages, Hawthorne's sent messages. I think we should start with sent. To you, Bedford. Look, there is no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Last Hope next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. Alex Hawthorne. Okay. Archived. Wow. From Udom Wingman's Windman Bedford to Alex Windman Hawthorne. Subject, thank you. Dearest Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the way, sorry, no. By the by. By the by, that's something puzzling. Maybe I should be ashamed, but I'm not sure I've ever met this before. By the by. It's just a slang expression identical to by the way. Understood. I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad, instead touched down in the wilderness. You ragged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. From Udom Bedford to A. Hawthorne. Subject, hello? Hello? Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Best, Udom. Postscriptum, please respond. From Udom Bedford to Alex Windman Hawthorne. Subject, checking in. Dear Alex, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear. Dreadfully unreliable. Just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed, about the Wallace fellow. I'm so sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him. And if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again, Windman. Your dear friend, Udom. The final one. From Udom Bedford to Alex Hawthorne, subject of pleasure. Dear Alex, hello, Udom here. Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's space, please don't hesitate to look me up. Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color, really tie one on. Let me know. Your new friend, Udom. So I was reading the messages in the wrong order. I think yes. So about that person who Udom was asking about. There is no call for shouting. My terminal was busted, had a few too many, and might have knocked it off the desk. So he was drinking. I'm not telling you where Wallace is. Who is this Wallace, I wonder? And messages for Alex Hawthorne. What about unread messages? From U. Bedford. From Udom Wingman's Windman Bedford to Alex Windman Hawthorne. Subject, Ray, thank you. I forgot to mention my previous message. Silly me. I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't you go showing it around to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Udo. Why even the game has this desire to humiliate me with series. It's I was teaching today and I had to confess that I'm not that good at series. I have never watched them that much. Okay, I've never watched them in my adult life because my teenagehood was full of cartoons, series, and movies to some extent, but at some point in my 20s it was just completely finished, and the only series I've seen, I think, well, The Boys, I have seen 2 seasons, and Lie to Me, I think I've seen some episodes from the first season, and Scrubs, but that's nothing in comparison to how many exist. And I'm a specialist of games, to some extent of books, but I would be very humble there because books are many and I'm small. I have friends who are much more educated about books. I don't know. I think I'm a specialist of depression. I don't know, but not serious. And it's yeah. Let's check logs. Viewing log entries from user Hawthorne Alex, please select from the following options. Entry 1, titled Shrink Ray. Captain's note SW001 Shrink Ray. Note to self. Remember this later. No, better Ada. Remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw an actuality with my own 2 eyes, a sublimely powerful weapon in Wallace's lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the grey hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wallace's shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there is more to the rumors. More to be had. A.H. I want to check, is it Wallace? Is it the scientist who... Yes. This Wallace is actually that gray-haired scientist who saved us. I was just not sure I remembered his name correctly. Okay, the next log, titled Hammer Power. Captain's note SW002 Hammer Power. Last time I got sloshed, was imbibing at last hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udon was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mordets yammering about mad scientists some years back who'd claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. How much of past perfect here. Pleasure to see. Like none of us have heard that one before, but here is the good part. Mardet said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wallace. A.H. And the final one. Got a new quest. Search Hawthorne's terminal for clues, quiet finesse science weapon, and something else which I failed to read on time. Captain notes SW003 black market leads. Why? Why? Why won't Wallace just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinths of Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times, but Architect be damned is just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hardworking folks of the colony like some sort of more or less psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not respecting that? Exactly. Now, I have to wait until Wallace forgets or thinks he has misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. A.H. Well, that was pretty much an interesting journal to read, and I got some leads to curious weapons, which the game kindly told me to find later, so they're side quests. The next thing, let's hide our weapon. It's unnecessary to have it here. There were more rooms. Oh my god. Excuse me. And you are... There is no response from the automechanical unit. A serial number etched in its chassis includes the letters S-A-M. Leave the automechanical alone. Okay. Looks really menacing. Like that droid from Star Wars that was rolling and then... that was basically a whirling death. Looks like a workshop. Flowers. Petunia the plant. This is not a petunia. Okay. What is it then? I think I should be able to jump there. Almost. Okay, how can I do that? I want to have a closer look. Oh, nice. So, what would be your guess, guys? It's not Petunia, the game says. I was thinking about Herbera, but that is not big enough, I would say, and the petals are... Well, petals are quite similar to Herbera's petals, but not as identical, I would say. Okay, how does Petunia look? I'm not sure I remember. Sorry for my botanical interest, I know it's not a game about plants and flowers. Oh, Petunia! My grandmother had a lot of them in her garden. It's a nice flower. So I can show you if you see. It's like that. So I'm pretty positive you've seen that flower a lot in the streets or maybe somewhere. Check if you saw that. Yeah, I think you did, kind of. Although the color was distorted. So it's a nice plant. I'm again happy that it's here. Now, who is this man? Photo of Parvati's father, a stern older man with warm eyes. Ah, so this one is Parvati's room. Let me loot it. What's that? The Modern Steel Wrench and You. This book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. A spade. Banged up toolbox full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a saw-toothed blade. Let's collect some ammunition. I just don't want this flashing around to disturb me next time I come here. What's this? Abigail, First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since, Parvati. Now this is romantic. Imagine a lady with, well, actually, anyone with such an exhibit on his or her wall. I totally identify with that. I mean, I might tell about so many things that have been the first in my life or have become special somehow because I'm such a artifact lover. Yeah, totally dreaming of a museum, beginning with personal one and then maybe expanding it to a public place with people bringing their stuff. So what else can I take? Some what, chemicals? Yeah, and there is nothing more I can. What's this? Is it just soil? Well, actually that makes sense. Could be soil because flowers need soil. Yeah. Right. A fine man, her father. Yeah. Next. There are two more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are these rooms for my potential companions? And Edda, why is water dripping in my ship? What the hell is that? Water is dripping on a spaceship. And some sparkling, some faulty wiring about. It's awful. I mean, I'm no better with shooting at the walls with my minigun, but not minigun. With my what? What is it called? Machine gun. It's called a machine gun, with my machine gun. So I'm no better, but still, it's a felony. It's gonna doom us. Like we'll die here. And nobody seems to be bothered. Only me. So I was saying that probably this room and the other 4 are for my future companions. Actually, the other 3. So in total, I might have 5 companions and some mysterious robot here. That's really good news. Looking forward to it because the ship must be more populated. It'll be fun to be here. This, I guess, is a radio. Okay, what can I do? Fridges are empty. I've looted them already. Now, what's here? A bathroom. I can hear this water noise, which is nice. And on the other hand, have a very important question, I would say essential question. Okay. No questions anymore. I didn't see this shower, but now I see it. And I don't know, it's I cannot say that it's the first class spaceship, right? Yeah. Come on. Whoa.
Engine 2 has been running hot lately. Captain, can you ask Parvati to check the coils again?
Whoa. Back to work so soon.
I could probably spend years fixing this boat, stem to stern.
Well, not going to bother you. Do your job. I appreciate your help. I'll do the fighting then. Vocational competence respecification machine. Now I can change skill and perk points. Do I want to do that? Am I not satisfied with how I distributed stuff. Actually, no, I'm fine, especially now that I'm gonna have a level up very soon. So yeah, let's just proceed. Ada, I have questions.
Welcome back, Captain.
Thank you.
How can I be of assistance?
Know anything about the automechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. But I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Okay. I'm in the mood for some entertainment. Well, which is not true, but for the sake of the conversation.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Oh, okay. Tell me a joke.
I wish I was your second derivative, so I could investigate your concavities.
I'm sorry. Okay. I wish I was your second derivative, so I could investigate your concavities. I'll Google that later because probably I'm stupid, but I don't get the joke. And also, yeah, I'm now recollecting Blitzcrank from League of Legends, who told a joke, but I don't remember what joke it was. But it was intentionally not funny by the creator's design. And after he told the joke, Blitzcrank said it's a joke for robots. So he laughs. He says it's a joke for robots. And he acknowledges that humans don't find this funny, but other robots find this funny. And it's a very mechanical joke. Like it's like most classical humor. Like it's made to sound like it is a joke, but there was little humor there intentionally. So maybe it's this case. Maybe it's me who is stupid. So Ada, play my favorite song. I have a favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
That's not my favorite song.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
Okay, enough for now.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on a Lost Hope?
I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
She's sad. And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
We both know I'm not Alex Hawthorne, right?
Oh, I know you are not the same Captain Alex Hawthorne who died in Emerald Vale due to excessive internal and external bleeding. I required you to assume Hawthorne's identity in order to sync your commands to my interpretation protocols. I've since registered you as the captain of the Unreliable. You're welcome to continue lying about your identity if you wish, but I know the truth.
Have there been other captains of this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
No, that's unnecessary. That's totally unnecessary. I didn't mean to play this game with you. It's not about that. It's anything by that. Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Well, let's begin with Phineas's orbital lab.
Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
What do you know about... No, let's ask the middle questions. Why is that?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
What do you know about Phineas?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No, do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Okay. That feels like discolism now. Talking to my... Yeah. Talking to who in this case? It's like Half-Light from Discolism asked me whether I wanted to engage my laser weapons, and then Logic interjected and said, well, unfortunately we have no laser weapons. Or maybe it was Kim Kitsuragi with his witty commentary here. Okay, I want to ask something else.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
The Groundbreaker?
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
Give me the spiel on the Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
I've heard that. And you can take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Thanks, I guess.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
But I think she just lied. 1 million, and that number is probably an understatement because it's a computer and there has to be There have to be more tasks, actually. Especially if it is a spaceship. Let's talk about something else. No. Other places.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
I'd like to first check if I have missed anything about the first two things. Okay.
Of what part of
The Groundbreaker. Okay.
what part of
Terra 2.
where in Terra 2?
Emerald Vale and Edgewater, so we were on Terra 2. That was the planet.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
How is it Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to the deserters, the botanical lab is thriving. However, Emerald Vale's cannery shut down, leading to a total collapse of Edgewater's population. Thank you, Captain.
What do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
A robot who takes offense. Nice.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
I wonder if I can come back to Terra 2, by the way. So what's Monarch?
Where in Monarch?
Stellar Bay? Or Cascadia? Okay, let's begin with Stellar Bay.
Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system.
Armpit?
Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port at Fallbrook.
Why is Monarch being blockaded?
I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points.
Smuggler's Port.
It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Yeah, Monarch, Cascadia.
Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death.
Sounds dangerous.
This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Yeah, true. You got me right. Any people live in Cascadia aside from marauders?
There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death.
That's so poetic. What's the local report?
The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad.
No, I will not. I'll check that and prove that wrong. Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
Actually, that's it.
Take care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship.
Level up. Nice. Let's distribute my points. There was something. Yeah, I want to have the ability to pickpocket, so I'm taking points into stealth. Hacking competent, unlock access to restricted items and vending machines. Oh, wow. Now I can buy those magnets and shunts to hack computers and doors. And lockpicking is 40, competent, find 25% more bits in containers. Lockpick preview, see what is inside locked containers, speed is increased. Find pristine item chance 100%. Wait a second, why exactly is my skill value 33? what is... because I haven't yet accepted, I haven't yet applied the changes, so they will change. Unlock the third drug mixing slot for the inhaler. Tinkering cost, engineering, breaking down, pristine, increasing value and durability. Tech is kinda useful to invest into as well. Scramble duration, terrify, area of effect. Dodge recovery speed, weapon durability loss. Handgun critical damage, heavy weapons reload speed. You know, I think I'm gonna go for tech now, because that looks juicy as well. The improvements in the future. I'm not sure what's the cap possible, and I have the respec machine, right? So I shouldn't care about that. Companion quest, the cleaning machine. Weapons from the void. Why is it a companion? Is the cleaning machine a companion? Could be, actually. Why not? Why not? Let's see the logs. Search term, Sam. First Sam result, second and third. Have an order this time, at least. Experimental note 01695. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Wales scrap heap during your last job. It shouldn't be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean mean killing machine. Should be fun. AH. Experimental note 01696. Removal of factory standard part SUDS steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part acid steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to, but I do. Age. Experimental note 01697. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit and is not turning up anytime soon. But good news. I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows I remembered a very dirty joke. A gal who knows the broker who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following the next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. Just scribble a couple of words. Now, the quest is updated to what? You found entries on Hawthorne's terminal in the captain's quarters regarding his attempts to turn Sam into a combat-capable unit. Hawthorne planned to replace Sam's Sud's steeper with an acid steeper, but never picked up the part from Roseway. Right? Should I talk to Ada again about that? Probably I should. Let's try. Ada, I have some update.
Welcome back, Captain.
I have some questions, but that didn't help at all. Maybe Pravati can tell us something about that? Faster. Thank you. Alright, I have a question too.
Something busted, Captain?
No. Actually, no. Keep your work. I love this sound, I don't know why. It's probably cruel, but I do. The unreliable navigation terminal. Aha. So, what do we have here? Toggle inactive quests. Phineas Lab, an abandoned asteroid facility located in the rings of Terra 2, repurposed into the experimental laboratory, living quarters, and hideout of Phineas Vernon Wells. Now, independent orbital station and the remains of Halcyon's first colony ship, that is Groundbreaker, captained by Junlei Tennyson and run by descendants of the original crew. And then Terra 2, an idyllic terrestrial planet. Halcyon's wealthiest elite live in its capital city, Byzantium, while the colony's laborers live in a corporate-owned townships along the frontier. Typhon, an uninhabitable icy planetoid at the edge of the Halcyon system. Typhon has nothing to offer the Halcyon colony. Hephaestus, the closest planet to the Sun. Hephaestus Mining Company was first to establish outposts here, and as such it has claimed the planet for itself. Ooh, a planet for a company. How cool. What's this? What's this tiny thing? Olympus. I'm thinking about Amogus now. Oh, I should stop watching videos about Amogus. Olympus. Amogus. The largest of Halcyon's two Jovian gas giants. Perpetual storms wreck the planet's atmosphere, rendering it uninhabitable. Monarch, one of the Olympus's many satellites, what should have been Halcyon's second habitable world, has long since been abandoned by the board due to monstrous, ravenous creatures. Tartarus. Named after its hellish atmosphere, Tartarus is where the board maintains the maximum security penal complex known as the Labyrinth. Scylla. I think it's this Greek mythological place. I've never met it in English spelling. Let me just check not to... Scylla, yeah. It is the one. So, is one of the largest asteroids orbiting Halcyon, the largest in a grouping of rocks known as the Charybdis cluster. Scylla and Charybdis. The two monsters? I think those were monsters in Greek mythology. Hephaestus Mining once claimed the asteroid, but its prospecting site was abandoned decades ago. So what they did, they just replaced Roman names with Greek names. Yeah, with Roman mythology changed into Greek mythology. Tartarus, Hephaestus, Olympus, Scylla, what's that? Charybdis, Terra. Eridanus, Halcyon's second Jovian gas giant. Its atmosphere is rich with hydrogen, helium, and various noble gases. Distillation plants in the atmosphere harvest these gases for energy. And no description about the sun. So, can I travel to Terra? Edgewater landing pad. Well, let's go. Spacer's Choice Travel Advisory. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets. Isn't it too late for this notification? You can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Yeah. So I have to literally walk out the door and what? Fall to the ground or what? So I have... So how many companions can I take? I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 5? That's my spaceship. Parked on the landing pad.
Yeah, huh?
Are you happy, provided that we have come back home? I hope you are. Where is that lunatic? How is this sound? Ah, vending machine. Ludwig, what do you think of my new car?
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us.
He isn't impressed with my landing. Only cares about his conspiracies and auto mechanicals. Let's go to Edgewater. Montisaur. Look at how beautiful they are. They still have some electricity, or maybe it's some glowing element, some chemicals. So how do you do?
Work fortifies this. Our place in the universe is fixed.
Very, very sad music. Hey, you're still standing here? Really? Rise.
Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please.
Seriously? I thought... I want to talk to... Oh, here we go. Phyllis.
You picked a fine time to visit, stranger.
Really? Well, nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed. That's kind of boring. I want to go to Mr. Thompson, but I don't see how I can do that. Now, have you let your poor ill people out, or they're still locked? Probably they haven't. The monsters. Constable. These poor guys are still sitting outside their constabulary. Martin Abernathy is still standing next to the mirror, practicing his speech, which is not necessary anymore. So the whole city is paralyzed. Absolutely paralyzed. Why? I have no idea. Let's travel to the botanical lab. Maybe they have changed something, because if they haven't, I would be really, really disappointed. Miss McDavid.
You are welcome here.
I know, but what about the news? How is that possible? I thought everything would have changed by my next arrival, but seems that didn't happen. Ah, and the fast travel point disappeared. That's a shame. That's quite a shame. I don't think I have any quests here, right? Weapons from the void, clean machine. What is this Roseway? I'm not sure I saw that on the map. Right. Let's go to... what? The unreliable interior. Yeah, let's go to our ship, because I think I have nothing to do with Edgewater, at least currently. Probably have to skip some gameplay time. Where does the game want me to go? To Groundbreaker. Can I travel to Phineas's lab?
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Okay.
Do return in one piece, Captain.
Sure. Select up to 2 companions to accompany you. Ah, 2. That's the maximum. Negotiate with Sprats for to install something.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it. Blast, that's loud.
Sir? don't see any loot. That's my ship. Okay. I have to go this way. I cannot go that way. Can just behold.
After securing my ongoing experiments and securing myself.
What do you mean?
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since. In fact, I've never had a visitor.
Really? Well, I'm proud to be the first. Oh, here you are. What is that? Bubbles. Who is that? Oh my god. Poor animal. That's very unhealthy. Very. Cysty pig. It's so disgusting, don't even want to loot that. Poster. Why did I have to pick up the poster? What for? What can I do with posters? Are they quests? This might look nice in one of the crew's rooms on the Unreliable. Ah, so I'm stealing them for the Unreliable. Alright. What's this? Some camera? Chamber? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Beautiful monster. Can I let it out? Seems that... no. Parvati, what do you think of this?
Something you need?
Yeah, your opinion of that. Okay. She has none. What else? What other wonderful things do we have here? Some more chambers. This one is a terminal. Construction mechanical. Dead. Due to some reason. Canid. Why are they dead? What's this? What's this? Oh, that's a journal. Scribbled note. Reminder. Mop up melted pig. Melted pig. Where is it? Don't want to step into that photo. Another mechanical to loot. Another one to loot. Scribbled note. Reminder. 14. Remember it this time. Absolutely vital. 14. 14. 14. Another terminal to read. Hibernation helmet.
Your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
Was it my chamber? Actually could be. And this one is hibernation experimentation notes. Raising core temperature another 5 degrees in over 1 hour. Dosage appears to be working. Slight diffs from process in cysty pigs, not beyond expected boundaries. Microscopic assessment shows no sign of sudden traumatic mast cell wall collapse. Encouraging. Reminder, still need to mop up. Need to get a view into the cranium, see what's going on with the neurons. Oops, hand slipped. Likely effects? Nothing important. May have numbness in left heel. Who even needs that? Looking at sample. Evidence of hyperactive production of dopamine and norepinephrine. Norepinephrine. Curious. No evidence of entropic effects on neurons, however. Very excited. Very excited. Now if only I can keep them from exploding. Raising core temperature another 5 degrees 1 hour. Oops. Forgot I had probe in brain. Jostled with elbow. Subject may suffer numbness in right earlobe. Acceptable. Feel ridiculous telling mostly frozen slab of meat. You're doing fine. Emerald hope. Practicing bedside manner important. aids recovery. Curious about that neurochemical production. Side effect of prolonged carbonation. Subject may experience tachyphysia, exaggerated fight or flight response, checked brain wave, found sharp uptick in perceptive cognitive processing when I jostled the probe. Fascinating. Equivalent to speed of common fly's brain. Could be useful in stressful situations, subjective time dilation, see world moving in slow motion. Would everyone from Hope have this sort of brain damage, or is it peculiar to Emerald Hope? Can't wait to awaken more from Hope, study in detail. Is it even right to call this effect brain damage? Seems like enhancement to me. Who wouldn't want an on-call hyperfast cognitive response? Am I envious? To expand the span of a breath to an eternity, to be able just for a moment to perceive the world in all its infinite detail. Core temp up, still stable. No sign of cell wall decay, neurological necrosis. Beginning next 5 degrees over 1 hour cycle. Yeah, I believe I do envy you, Emerald Hope. So this one is the log of our waking up. As far as I understand, he was that's why the pigs. He was experimenting with pigs, trying to melt, so freeze them and then melt them in order to understand how to properly melt down a cryogenic chamber. Yeah, and he was successful at that. The sacrifice of several sister pigs. Bubbles, you're lucky you survived. Note, reminder, obscure body in the SK system. That's not good when laboratories have some obscure bodies. That actually leads to bad results normally, to really bad consequences. Now, I'm scared to miss any more posters. Don't want to. So I'm carefully inspecting the area. Sir, I'll talk to you later. Just a bit later. Okay. Terminal. Phineas V. Wells. Messages. Password required. Hack 25. SWH 181942. That was the password. I wonder what that means. To H. Blythe. Sending no response. Cause undetermined. Original message appended. I worked it out. Give me a second. I worked it out. Explain details later. Will be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present in Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped a new associate dirt site Terra 2 near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose, but trust in them only about 23.7% at present. The recovery in a ship should be alone any time. Just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done. Dumped a new associate dirt site Terra 2 near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose. Trust them. Recover the ship. Should be along any time. Okay. Yeah. I already got that. I wonder whether those automechanicals came here to kill Phineas or they were his protection robots. 14, yes. What was this 14 about? Another terminal. I can calculate the movement of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of man. Newton. Experimental notes. Ooh. Oh, Oxy. Finally. Welcome, my man. Long time no see. It's been really a lot of time. Really a lot of time. How is life there? How is your preparation to spring? Eureka! Flash frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoxide. Rate of explosive cell death, a very respectable 6%. Explosive cell death, respectable 6%. Bad news. Difficult to acquire. Limited quantities of compound, likely produced by Onticleo. Recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Must find more. Have a lot of things to do. I imagine with the farm size of yours, fruits need to be cut, trim. Yeah. Do you actually do you do that alone, or do you have workers, assistants, partners who help you? 2,000, like 2,000 trees. That is. Oh, workers. So you basically manage the process and probably participate yourself as well. 12 minutes after midnight. Artificial stasis successfully induced in cystipic specimen. 17 minutes past 2. Revivification complicated. Cystipic tissue returned to living state. Brain tissue suffered from rapid nucleation. Attempting treatment. 2 minutes to 6. Treatment progressing. 20 minutes past 8. Treatment failed. Brain tissue rapidly damaged by rapid onset necrosis. 9 minutes to 9. Explosive cell death. 11 minutes to 10. Finished cleaning liquefied remains of cystipic from laboratory floor, walls, equipment. Rest in peace, pig. Yeah, manage and do little alone. So it was 19 degrees Celsius from 40, what? 19 degrees Celsius? Wow. It's strange. Maybe it's not, because, well, yeah, Kaliningrad, where I'm now, is to the north, and I think your country is to the south, so you must have better weather there. And at the same time, I kind of regret not going to Serbia now, because that was one option. Well, on the other hand, Serbia only lets Russian travelers stay for 1 month, not more, and I wanted a longer stay, so maybe I'll pay a visit later in the spring or summer, so nothing holds me. Unless fun continues on the international arena. Can I make edgy joke? Well, if it's not offensive, I guess, and well, you know, you have been on Twitch more than I have, so you probably know the boundaries. Just try not to make my channel banned. And I'm gonna proceed to the next experiment. 16 minutes past 2. Fresh out of Anticleos. Experimenting with Spacer's Choice partially emulsified creamy substitute. 18 minutes past 2. Finished brewing. Adding 2 ounces Spacer's Choice. 20 minutes past 2. Atrocious. Felt part of self-dye on the inside. Reminder, add Spacer's Choice to the list. Note to self number 2. Buy more mouthwash. I see. So that wasn't like a joke. It's like you know, man, I'm trying not to every day I tell myself, don't check the news. Like, don't check the news. It's gonna be horrible. And like, if you don't look, it will go away. I think it will, actually, in this case. So and every day I fail not to look, and I feel worse because it just is it's utter madness, because it's like, well, what is happening now? I'm talking to you, talking to me through Twitch. I'm playing a game. You're tending to your trees. Some people are coding. Some people are doing business all over the internet. And at the same time, people with guns try to draw a borderline on land. It's just ridiculous. It can't match each other. Like, they can't match each other. I mean, it's not how things should go to it nowadays. I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone. I'm not going to give my opinion on things here. I mean, who is right, who is not, I don't know. I haven't been there, haven't talked to any of those people upstairs, downstairs, but I'm sure of one thing, that there could have been more peaceful ways to solve that. And I'm sure there are peaceful ways. Probably it's money again. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody's mindset, way they think or see the world. It's just, you know, when you have, like on Sunday I had a call where I had people from Russia, Germany, and America. The same call through Google Meet. And that was like just a wonderful chit chat streamed again. And at the same time, there's this madness happening. It's just, it feels so false and unreal, and definitely deserves to be solved in a better way. I don't know why that doesn't happen. It's just probably that we are still held back by some old school mindset somewhere. I don't know. It's a shame. I'll tell what 85% of Serbians think, judging by state. Paul, love. I don't know. I cannot say that. As I said, I haven't been to there. I haven't seen those people. I cannot judge. I see that countries are spitting, like every parliament, every state person is now spitting vehement words, and rhetorics is very aggressive. And so it's not right what's happening in general. I mean, I'm not judging anyone. It's strange. Because the consequences are unclear. Like, economics will suffer, and so who will pay for that? Probably there were other ways to deal with that situation. So that's what I'm going to say, because I'm not a political expert. I'm not an expert in this field, and like, if I, in education, if I see that somebody is fighting, like two students don't like each other, I probably have to try some diplomacy, right? Help people and stuff, but not escalate the conflict. And it's not always easy. So I would limit myself to what I understand. I understand education, I understand something about games, and that's gonna be my answer. Kaliningrad is actually a small part of land cut off from mainland, right? Well, yes, it's an exclave. It's not connected to Russia. It's cut off. Yes, you're right. It's cut off. Let's proceed with notes. Cystipig notes. I've spared one of my stock of experimental cystipigs to be used as renewable source of nourishment. I've named this lucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors. Must look into that. Excellent creatures, cystipigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcine succulents. Slaughtering a pig for meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, falling off the flesh like mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity. Truly a miracle of modern science. Sorry, somebody's shouting in the street. Like, yelling, actually. I was curious what was happening. Hopefully nobody is getting hurt. Oh. So, the note here is actually very interesting. There was an opinion I was told a couple of years ago that oncology is potentially could be taken advantage of, like a growing tumor in artificial environment can give access, can supply humans with endless meat. And that's what is described in the Outer Worlds here. A pig is not slaughtered, it's just living, right? And so this pig, for example, has tumors on it, and then they fall off, like from this place, for example, one tumor fell off, and then the scientist there would eat it. It's an interesting concept, of course, if you can fight off your disgust. And also, it doesn't seem like proper treatment towards the pig itself, because I don't think it's cool to live with so many tumors. It's one of those cases in games where a horrible idea is presented as an integral part of the world, and if you manage to hold back your, well, disgust, you can analyze the idea and arrive at the conclusion maybe that it makes sense, at least hypothetically. Right, but to think of it as apples. Hibernation chamber. You spent over 4 decades in space with nothing but the knowledge of this little chamber keeping you alive. The rest of your fellow colonists are still trapped in similar chambers, waiting for you to restore them.
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%.
28%. Woohoo. I'm lucky. Tumor burger. Yeah. Well, why not? If it is safe. If we rebrand it, why not? I mean, that's much more human than to kill an animal for that. At least as a stage. Personal files. Hack. Entry log 01037. Have procured the services of one Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I hope he didn't name his ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne by escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffoon. Have I read everything? Yes, I think I have. Now, Phineas, what do you have to tell me? Don't you want to talk?
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
Well, for what's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I wanted to talk to you about something else.
Of course. What's on your mind?
There's some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass.
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Bad idea, and that coming from me. Studied food processing on college for 4 years. Why bad idea? Why not questionable? Why so resolute, like bad? I'll be back just a second. I need to check something. Thank you, Oxy. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the microphone. Yes, I was reading your messages. Many scare. I don't want to be pessimistic. I survived 73 days of bombing, but Kaliningrad sounds like bad place to be right now. I hope you people will be safe. Yeah, then about being muted. So has something happened that I didn't hear of? Has something started?